guest today is Adam Brimo from Open Learning. Welcome, Adam.
Good morning. It's nice to be here.
Great. So I thought we could just start off, Adam, with a little bit of an introduction about your company, Open Learning.
Yeah, so Open Learning is one of the largest online education platforms in the world. We have about 2.2 million students on the platform, 76 education providers, about 8,000 courses. So what Open Learning does is we provide a platform that enables education institutions to move online, but to do so in a way that either preserves or even increases the quality of learning. So rather than just uploading videos and quizzes as sort of a traditional online course, Open Learning enables institutions to design and develop project-based learning, collaborative activities, and increase student engagement. So we've got both the technology platform, but also we have a learning design team that helps digitize those courses and increase quality. And we've got our global marketplace of education with those couple million students where institutions can promote their courses as well.
So I always like to start off with asking people about their first job. So what was, tell us a little bit about your first job.
How far back do you want to go?
From the very beginning.
When I was quite young, actually I worked in a restaurant and that was my first job. Now I guess that's quite common. A lot of people sort of work in that industry. And I think that gave me an appreciation, understanding of a lot of the hard work a lot of people do to put food on the table. And I think that really stuck with me. So the mindset that you've got to work hard and sort of, move your way through. I guess over the years, I've had a number of different jobs though, from retail. When I was at university, I managed a IT retail store. But after university and around that time, I sort of moved into working at investment banking effectively.
Yeah, I've also done the hospo and the retail thing. I think it's a great sort of foundation if you're young to sort of build up skill sets and managing escalations, dealing with pressure. You're in education, so I wanted to ask this question. Were you good in school? What particular subjects? What were your favorite subjects?
I guess it's probably not too surprising that the best subject in school was IT related.
Yeah.
The quality of the learning experience is very dependent on the teacher. That and business studies were sort of the main ones that's in the high school level. I studied software engineering and arts, so I did a double degree at the University of New South Wales. In a sense, I had chosen those degrees. I was much more motivated and actually I enjoyed the subject matter.
Well, if you've got a passion in something and you're interested in it, it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like study.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. Look, the next one I put here is you've listed on the ASX fairly recently. Tell us why is that important? Why is that something you guys wanted to do?
We felt that it was important for those clients to have a lot of confidence in the company itself. Not just the product and the service, but also being able to look into, the company's financials, look at the strategy, see how it's been going. And we found that universities in particular really appreciate that level of transparency. Okay. So being listed on the ASX gives us, I think, a great platform to, provide that to our clients, but also enabled us to get some really fantastic people on our board of directors. People who've been in the sector previously, like David Buckingham, the ex-CEO of Navitas, who joined our board, Professor Beverly Oliver, the former Deputy Vice Chancellor at Deakin University. So, I think part of it is really taking the company to the next level, getting that sort of structure, but also providing the platform for growth.
That's what I like as well. I like the fact that you get notices, this quarterly updates is, regular activity that, as you said, is completely transparent. I've also got here, you have a strategic alliance with the Australian Catholic University, which is also an investor. How did that come to be?
So we're really excited and quite honored that Australian Catholic University invested in Open Learning. They invested at our IPO last year. And recently we signed an agreement with them so that they would actually deploy the platform across the university and for short courses and micro-credentials. So that actually came about just towards the end of last year. I think the timing was very good. ACU's strategic plan has a strong focus on innovation, but also on improving the quality of learning and teaching generally.
I put here, what makes Open Learning different, I guess, from your competitors in the marketplace?
Yeah, so there's a few things. Now, I'd say the key one we focus on, which isn't always the main differentiator that people buy the platform for, is the educational philosophy and approach. You don't become a tennis player by just watching tennis on TV for a decade, right? You're gonna actually go out there and do something. So open learning is in that vein. It's designed so that it enables that kind of learning by doing, that project-based learning, that collaboration, and that style of learning, and the way in which the platform is built around it and enables it is a key differentiator for us in the university sector. Open learning is an end-to-end platform, which means that it's like a turnkey solution for launching an online education business.
A new sort of account for you. How quickly can you get them up and running? Is it months or weeks, or what's the onboarding?
From the technical provisioning perspective, I mean, that happens like in a click of a button, so hour.
Cool.
But I guess the main effort goes into actually building the courses. So if you're looking to actually redesign and build a course, let's say, first year economics or something, realistically, a university would typically spend about 2 months actually doing learning design. You're looking at, for a longer course, a couple months. For a short course, probably about 2 weeks. Open Learning is the only Australian headquartered platform in this category. And we also have a strong focus on Southeast Asia. So we're the largest in the region, in the sense that Malaysia is our largest market, and there aren't really any regional competitors in that. So I'd say that our geographic focus is actually a key one as well.
Because that's one of my next questions is, is the focus on local or international expansion? So is it Southeast Asia?
Yeah, so it's interesting. As a global platform, if I go based on where our students are located, our learners, our largest market for learners is Malaysia, then it's Australia, then it's actually the US. Our actual focus has been solidifying our position in Australia and Malaysia initially, and then pursuing regional expansion into Southeast Asia.
Who helped you in your career?
Good question. So I think I've been quite lucky over the years. So when I was starting out here, I worked at Macquarie Group for a couple of years. So I had some really good managers there. And so that they provide some great guidance, I would say. And then as I started Open Learning, I guess I've leaned on a number of people I've known from the university sector when I was at UNSW. And UNSW has been very supportive, over the past 7 years. I'd also say that the early investors who came on board on Open Learning. So prior to listing, we'd raised capital from angel investors, high net worth investors who came in, provided a lot of early guidance, and were very supportive of us experimenting and testing out different models, actually focusing on user growth and product development rather than monetizing as much. So I think I've been very lucky that I've learned quite a bit from all of them. And some of them have joined the board at the listing as well, particularly Kevin Barry, Spiro Papas, but also one of my early angel investors, Clive Mayhew, who is a very strong supporter over the years as well.
What do you enjoy in your role? What do you love about coming to work every morning?
Well, I guess what I enjoy is actually seeing the impact of what we're doing. And to us, because, we know that if we do things well, students will actually learn better. They'll achieve the outcomes, they'll develop new skills, their lives will improve. And a lot of our work is in really convincing sometimes education institutions of the need to change to this style, deliver those outcomes.
I'm assuming you guys have some sort of, or we might even have regular, but like some sort of NPS, some sort of survey you send to the organization, the users, for feedback on their experience.
So we do a few things. One is we do collect a lot of stories from students. We also look at a lot of the data on the platform, so particularly engagements, interactions per student. And our goal is to actually sort of increase the amount of interaction students have with other people.
Is how can the Australian public help support this great company?
So I think if the Australian public knows that not all online learning is the same, lobbying both your educators, your teachers, your lecturers, that you want more of a project-based learning experience, you want a community online, you don't just want to watch a video, then I think that will definitely help us.
And if you're an ICT manager or looking after a university as well, like talk to the other universities, right?
So you can definitely chat to each other, or they can come onto our website and see what we've done.
Thanks, Adam. All the best. Thank you for your time and have a happy Friday.